Hey guys, today I'm bringing you something else altogether. I'm gonna be showing you some basically gameplay that's related to what I'll be chatting about, but I'm not actually gonna be commentating on the gameplay itself, because I figured that after multiple people told me that I should do it this way, I'll try to vlog it out instead of blog it. So please bear with me, as I've not done this before and I don't know if it will be a success or not. But we'll see, and hopefully I like this format and you'll like this format, and we'll make possibly more vlogs in the future. And this first vlog is gonna be all about the Chieftain MK6, which is why you'll be seeing Chieftain MK6 gameplay in the background throughout this whole video. Now, there's nothing wrong with the tank itself, to be honest. I was one of the lucky ones that got to test it before, and well, I really like it. But that's also exactly the problem with this tank, because Wargaming has actually been telling us that they don't actually intend to sell any tank outside of crates for the first time in the game. Which means that any and all tanks that get into the game where you're like, oh, I want that, will always come in crates first, and that kind of much sucks. I'm really not a fan of crates, and just the whole drop rate thing of it all is just completely ridiculous. But with this tank it actually gets so much worse. Because, well, now you can buy containers for gold. And most people will think that it's actually not too bad that crates are sold for gold, because usually they have a bit of gold lying around, and it actually sounds like you need to spend less money in order to actually get crates and have a chance at the tank. But if you think about it, one crate actually costs 3k gold, which is just completely nuts. Because if you have to buy 3k gold in the game, it will cost you one bundle of 11 euro and one bundle of 5.5 euro. Or a big bundle of 22 euros, and then you can actually buy 2 crates. But that's just nuts, because you buy basically 22 euro for 2 times a 5% chance that you might actually get this tank. And what I like least about this whole scheme that Wargaming is cooking up now, by making it available for gold in the game, they're actually avoiding all the laws that are coming up in the EU about basically the loot crate, because this is a loot crate as well. It's just not named as such, it's named a crate. But because they now sell these crates for their own in-game currency, they don't need to basically follow that law at all. And really, it's not just that, it's the whole 5% drop rate, which is just completely nuts. And I don't get Wargaming with this. Well, part of me does get it, because they earn a shitload of money through schemes like this. Because there's so many players out there that will be like, okay, I'll just try one crate and then they will stop. Or they try one and then, maybe with the next one, and that's how gambling addictions start. And that's my whole main problem with these crates, because they make it so easy to gamble and spend a heck lot of money for something that you really even shouldn't be spending any money on. Because it's a pixel tank, and even though it's nice to own it, I wouldn't mind buying a tank if I actually have a set price on it. This tank is definitely worth some money. It's great fun. It's not OP, but it's good. It's really good. And I wouldn't mind spending money on that, but it's the fact that they put it in crates and that you have to gamble in order to try and get it, that just makes it insane. And it's basically the main reason why I avoid buying crates altogether, because I know that I'm sensitive to these kind of things. Once I start, I don't really want to stop until I get what I want. And that means that generally I either buy exactly one crate and stop then, or don't buy them at all. And saying that while watching this gameplay might actually sound weird, because I am driving said tank and I didn't actually spend money on it. I got a friend that offered me to buy me crates, knowing that I kind of really wanted it and knowing that I shouldn't financially do that right now. So he actually wired me the money so that I could get 5 crates, and I got the 5 crates, and in the 3rd crate I got so lucky I actually got the tank. And that for me is like, yay, I'm really happy that I got it, but at the same time it's wrong. It's so incredibly wrong, because, well, you have people that get it with the 1st crate, like one of my clanmates did, and I'm so happy that he got it for that. But at the same time, I also have a clanmate that spent so much money, he actually opened 35 crates before he actually got it. And that's how completely nuts this whole scheme is. But let's do the math there. I had someone spend 55 euro on me, and I got it in a 3rd crate, got some nice gold with it and everything. If it had been in the store for 55 euro, I probably would have bought it too. But going by the guy that got it with 35 crates, that actually means that he bought 3 28k gold plus 6,000 gold bonus bundles for 105 euro each, which would mean that he spent 350 euros trying to get this tank. It's one tier 10 tank, it's a game, it's a pixel tank that he paid 315 euro for. That is completely ridiculous. And of course you do get other stuff in these crates if you don't get a tank. You get a lot of boopsters, you get gold and stuff and credits. And yeah, it's nice to get some gold, but if you get 800 gold when you spend 3000 gold on a crate, you're not gonna be happy. One of my clanmates actually got 20 crates and had nothing to show for it at the end. Well, aside from poopsters and a bit of gold and everything. But he didn't get the tank for it. And he actually got another crate with the gold that he'd gotten out of all the other crates. And then he managed to get it and he was so happy with that. But still, that's like, well, 210 euro that you spend on a pixel tank. And it's not as bad as 315. But it's awful. And I really hate the direction that Wargaming is going with this, because with them being able to avoid the loot crate laws by offering these crates for their own in-game currency, and just the whole fact that every new tank will come in crates first, it's just no. I don't mind spending money on this game, and if you see my purchase history in this game, you'll know that I've spent a heck lot of money on this game. I really don't mind. I've enjoyed spending money on this game. I enjoy what I got out of it and everything. But I don't like the crates. I spent a lot of money buying premium tanks that were on sale for ridiculous prices, just because they were fun to drive and they were worth the, well, not, let's say, investment, because it's not really an investment. You don't get anything back for it. But they were worth it because I knew that that would be fun, and I knew that I would actually get the tank. And it's since that they started putting tanks in crates that I more or less stopped spending money on this game, because it's not worth it. I don't want to spend like 5 to 10 euros per game, and now it's actually 22 euro, well, not necessarily 22, but near enough 22 euro per crate to have a 4 or 5% chance that I'll get the tank that I want. And it wouldn't be too bad if Wargaming was like, well, okay, you have to try this amount of times, but if you don't get it on the 10th crate, you'll get the tank from us for basically the in-game thingies that you collect for it. More or less like they did with the K91, only with the K91 they still asked way too much for it. And that was actually another crate event that really pissed me off, because you had like these lucky crates where you had like a 4% chance to get it, and they had reliable crates where you had a 1% chance to get the tank, and in between you would get like these kind of tokens or whatever, and if you had 100 of these tokens you would get the actual tank. And the amount of tokens were bigger in the crate where you got 1% chance to actually get the tank drop, and they were less in the 4% chance tanks crates basically. But that too is just completely ridiculous. The amount of money that you had to spend in order to actually get the tank that you wanted to buy, it's just no. Why always these crates? Why do it like this? I understand that you want money for a tank, and I understand that you like making people gamble and spend more money, but at least give them something to show for it, that at around X amount of money they actually get what they want. And of course it doesn't help that the tanks that they put on sale this way are actually freaking amazing. Like with this whole Chieftain MK6. It's worth money. It's not worth hundreds of euros that you might have to spend on it to actually get it. It's ridiculous. I keep saying that, but it doesn't change, and I'm actually getting really tired of it, because this is a scheme that Wargaming has been pushing at us for maybe a year, maybe a little less, but around there. I don't feel respected as a customer when this is the way that I get treated, and it's actually made me spend so much less money on the game. I don't mind spending money on a game that I enjoy, and the way that this is, it's hard to actually enjoy the game because you just feel screwed over when you spend this amount of money and you don't actually have anything to show for it. And it's not just that, events like this also create discord in clans. And not discord as in the server thingy where you can use for chat and voice. No, discord as in people not agreeing with each other and difference in levels and everything. Because people get jealous of people. When you have a clanmate that gets it in the first crate, then good for him. But at the same time, when you get 35 crates before you get it, it's not balanced at all. It's not fair. And yes, wargaming doesn't give an F about fair, but still, it's not normal that this goes this way, and it shouldn't be normal either. But then you have clanmates that got it really cheap, clanmates that got it really expensive, and you have clanmates that have actually not gotten it at all, and clanmates that are basically afraid to gamble because of the amount of money they might have to spend in order to actually get it, and feeling less because they don't have it, or avoiding the chat channels because they don't have it. And yes, I fully understand that. It's all emotional and I get that. I just really dislike that it shows more and more that wargaming is doing now, in the direction that they're going in, that it's all about money and less about the actual players in the game, about the community behind it and everything. And that used to be different, and it's just sad. And now I have the insane luck that I get to go to Seattle with Skater Scream later this month for the offline event, and that makes me pretty much utterly excited. At the same time, I definitely intend to raise my issues with this whole system, and I definitely intend to raise them again at Wargaming when we have our Q&A on Contributor Day with the staff and the developers. Because Wargaming doesn't see it. They don't see it as a problem that this is happening. They don't see what it does to the player base, and that they're basically running off their own community. And I think that one of the main problems is that the really active community of this game is only like maybe 1 to 5%. And it's the other 95% that actually has no qualms spending a lot of money on the game, or well, of course not everyone will do that, but it's a very small portion of the game, of the community, that actually cares about the community itself and that tries to make things better for all of us. And that's because they speak up. But if that's only a really small portion of the game, then why would Wargaming listen? And I'm still hoping that by meeting them personally and being able to personally tell them that this is not okay, that the way that they're treating people shouldn't be done like this, that they should respect their customers a little bit more, and actually hopefully bring tanks back into the game that are worth buying rather than gambling. I don't know if it will happen, but I really hope that it will, because every time I see another great thing coming into the game, I'm like, ugh, I get so tired of it, and it actually makes me want to quit. Because in my opinion, it's just so incredibly disrespectful towards the whole community and towards me as a player, as a buyer basically. Like I said, I spent a heck lot of money in this game over the years. I've been playing it for nearly 4 years now, and for the most part I love it, but this is definitely a part that I don't love, and it's definitely not a part that I enjoy or can support or whatever. Overall, it's just really frustrating to see the game change like this, because when I first started this game, I could get the Panzer B2 for like, what was it, 89 cents or something. When it got back into the store a lot later, it was €5. And well, of course, prices will rise and everything. The prices that they now ask for tanks that get into the game is already completely ridiculous. And you don't have the chance to get it without the extra stuff or gold or prem days or the equipment slots unlocked and everything. If I get a tier 7 tank, I don't need the equipment slots. I have the spare parts, I can use them to basically unlock those slots. I don't need to pay extra in order to be able to have the slots already unlocked. And basically it all continues like that. You spend more and more money and you get less and less. And you get ridiculous chances of something that you probably won't even get unless you get very, very lucky. And the fact that these last few tanks that we've gotten in crates in the game are pretty amazing, and that they're high tier, well, not premium tanks, because they're enriched tanks basically, which means that Wargaming can basically nerf them however they see fit in the future, because you don't actually have a right to anything with that either, even though you might have spent literally a few €100 trying to get those tanks. It's just, yeah, I don't feel respected as a customer, and I think it's really sad that Wargaming has chosen to go into this direction again and again. But the thing is, as long as we're only such a small part of the community, and well, such a small part of the player base I should say, and people keep spending money on crates, there's no reason for Wargaming to change what they're doing. And it's basically the same thing for me now, because even though these crates got gifted to me, technically I still spend money on the game, and that shows that Wargaming's model is actually working. The fact that a clanmate spent €315 getting this tank shows that the model is working, and as much as we hate it, we still do it. We still spend money to do this, and we still get the things that we want eventually, as long as we give up all our morals and standards and everything, and have a very big credit card with a lot of money on it that we can spend on pixel tanks. But the thing is, as much as we rage about the crate things, and as much as we hate that we have this very small chance of actually getting a tank and everything, we make Wargaming keep this scheme up, because we buy the crates, and even whether we get the tank or not, we make Wargaming earn money. And it's just a way too small portion of the game that actually doesn't spend money on crates. Wargaming has never earned as much as they do now with these kind of things, I have a feeling. And I could probably rage about it forever, but this is actually the end of the video, so I have to stop now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will definitely be raising these points with Wargaming, and I'll see you if I'll vlog again.